Welcome to NASPA Tonight.
This is all of your Scrabble news in 25 minutes or less.
I'm Josh Greenway.
I'm Jackson Smylie.
Let's talk about Scrabble.
And the time starts right now.
So we haven't been on the air for a while,
I know.
Jackson.
Happy New Year, everyone. It's going to be a great year of Scrabble. I can feel it already. 2018 was awesome. So many highlights. And 2019 already has a lot of things kicking off that are going to be exciting.
That's right. I want to thank everybody for joining us, being off the air for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
I missed all these people.
I know. This is like the real family.
That's right.
Christmas wasn't enough.
I've barely been on camera for 4 weeks.
Wow, how does this feel? So we went to Albany a few weeks ago. That was a great way to kick off the new year.
Yes.
And Josh actually won a tournament.
Can you believe it?
I didn't know it was possible for a Scrabble enthusiast to win.
You know, I think people know what I'm talking about when you're on one of those entry lists and then they split it and you're the number one seed. Sometimes people are like, oh, God, and then they don't win. The pressure gets them. I managed to do really well. I managed to do really well.
Expectations were high, but you got it. Albany was pretty cool. I like kicking off the year with Scrabble. I feel like it's nice.
Is it ending the year or be kicking off the year?
Well, that's the thing. It's both. Just
right.
Where
do you put it in your yearly wrap-up post?
I put it in the following year. So I include that in 2019 because otherwise you're writing your post at midnight and
that's right.
How are you supposed to do that?
I haven't even written my post yet. Am I still allowed to make one of those posts?
January is okay.
Okay, good.
And you also have an article coming out.
Oh, yeah. So one thing, if you ever read NASPA News, I would suggest you do. There's always interesting stuff that goes along in there. I know you don't read NASPA News. Is that true?
I mean, on occasion.
Anyway, we had a hell of a back end of the year last year with the NASPA YouTube page. And that's where we put all the past episodes of NASPA Tonight. So if you're interested in checking that out, you can go to YouTube and type in NASPA Scrabble. You'll find the page. If you can subscribe, it would really help. But we had really a really big audience boost.
There's one video especially, the finals of the national championship, that I think got boosted by YouTube, and we're up to almost 200,000 views now. That's pretty big for Scrabble.
And there's lots more content coming on that. We're going to be putting up Alchemist Cup games. We're going to be putting up New Orleans games. Yeah. We've got past NASC streams that haven't been on the YouTube page, and more, player interviews, more episodes of NASPA Tonight.
I think people don't realize
video is the future.
Exactly. There's a lot of content on YouTube for Scrabble. Just look up NASPA Scrabble and you'll find a whole selection of things.
Exactly.
Also,
go ahead.
Yeah. Very exciting way to kick off the new year is the new word list for TWL. It's officially coming into effect on March the 1st. That is official. There's a word list up on the NASPA site.
Yes.
If anyone wants it, we can also post it ourselves. It's a small update. I think there's about 300
I think it's 232 words, right? Oh, but that's of 2 to 8.
So anyways, it's not a big update. It's definitely manageable. Just a solid afternoon. Sit down with a cup of coffee, learn those weird words, random strings of letters. But even more exciting than the March 1st deadline is that the Kingston Open got special approval by NASPA to use the new word list. So if you just can't wait to use
2
Zen
weeks early.
2 weeks early. Come to Kingston. That's the tournament we're organizing. You can use all these words early.
You can be the first player in North America to play Zen or you, and be the first player anywhere to play OK in the tournament. And we'll have prizes associated with that. But we're going to talk about Kingston.
We will, the last thing we wanted to say about 2018, it felt like the year of series. I think the whole notion of the Scrabble series really kicked off in 2018. Right. I was happy to end the year with a series against Joey Kraft.
How many games was it?
In my series with Joey?
Yeah.
We did 31 games.
Man, that's like a whole nationals.
It was great. Sadly, Joey won, but I mean, I expected
most people expected that.
I know. I was really bummed, but a lot of those games are up on YouTube. Actually, Josh streamed them live.
They're on Facebook, but we should put them on YouTube.
Yes,
but we streamed a good 3.5 hours or something one night. Of you guys playing. So
we got some commentary. So it was a pretty good stream.
That's right. We're going to put a link into the Facebook post and the YouTube link.
We will basically check out NASPA YouTube. There's a whole lot of things going on there. It's pretty exciting.
For sure. So let's get into tonight's topic. We're talking about a number of exciting tournaments that are coming up. We are going to kick things off with New Orleans.
It's
New
going
Orleans.
on what?
New Orleans.
I know. I've been trying to say New Orleans. I feel like it's more exciting, but we have some people who can settle this debate.
Well, before we do the introductions, first I want to say shout out in the comments if you're going to NOLA this year. And this is going to be your first year in New Orleans. I'm excited. Right?
I just happened to turn 21, so coincidentally, this is my first year going to New Orleans.
I don't believe it.
I know.
You got a fake ID.
I know. So it's my first year, but it would be.
I am. I'm not going this year, but I've been there 6 times in the last 5 years.
Oh my God!
So 5 Crescent City Cups in a row, plus a nationals over that time.
It's pretty impressive.
So I have some tips for you. I don't know if you're ready for that.
Yeah.
So the night before the tournament starts, huge ass beers. That's where you want to be. There's usually a gathering of Scrabblers there. That's a lot of fun. And definitely make time. All you have to do is find Brosma. But definitely make time for Fritzels on Bourbon Street for some live jazz. And, those would be my recommendations. Those were always the spots that I wanted to hit. And make sure you eat something there.
I'll try. I know. I'm trying not to starve myself for tournaments. Okay.
So let's talk to the maestros of this event. Let's bring them up on the screen, and then we'll do an introduction. Give me 1 second. Man, we have been off for too long. Okay,
the New Orleans family.
That's right. Welcome.
How are you doing? Austin, Lindsay, and Lila. How is everyone doing?
Hello.
So, for anyone who doesn't know you, if that's possible, you 3 are very involved and responsible for organizing this whole tournament. We want to hear from each of you what this tournament is about, what it means to you, and why you consistently get over 100 people flying from around the country or around the globe to come to New Orleans.
Just a little history to start with. Our tournament started, this is our 8th, and so probably 9 years ago, Tim Fukawa Conley came to New Orleans for a conference for work, and Kate joined him, and Kate fell in love with the climate, the food, and from there she contacted our local club to see if we would like to help her organize a tournament, and that's where it all started. We began with 90, and we've grown this year to potentially 140.
Is this the biggest one ever?
It could be if we don't suffer airport delay. Last year was going to be the biggest, and we lost about 5 people to those kind of last minutes.
Hopefully the TSA holds up and doesn't do a complete shutdown.
I hope so.
Fingers crossed.
Well, we've got winter's updates on that, right? So definitely if you're traveling and hitting those delays, you got to make sure you post that stuff on Facebook and let your organizers know. That's always a that's really important consideration.
So Lindsay, right before you were telling me that you were involved in getting some food trucks to the venue for lunchtime. So tell us a bit about that and tell us about some of your other involvement with this tournament.
Yes, we're very excited to bring food to you in case your games run long, in case the Saints crowds, get in your way. We will have food trucks at the facility every day. On Saturday, we have a Japanese food truck coming. On Sunday, there's a fried chicken food truck. And on Monday, there's a grilled cheese food truck. So they're excited to feed our group too. And I've just been helping, keeping things moving around the house, and we're going to make sure nice TVs and things for everyone to see the streaming out in the hallway. Just trying to get all the details together for this tournament. So we're looking forward to having everyone here.
And are you going to be playing yourself?
I'm going to be playing in the Collins Light division, so watch out.
Eyes on the prize.
That's right.
Is that a recent change for you? Because I remember the last time we met in New Orleans, or the last time we were on camera in New Orleans, it was when you and Austin both won your divisions, and I think you were playing TWL then.
That's right. I was playing TWL, and then I played in a couple tournaments in Niagara Falls, so I started tiptoeing into Collins, and we'll see how it goes. I have some influence here now, pushing me in that direction.
So it has nothing to do with your TWL rating being above 1,300, meaning you couldn't win the above division. Just putting that out there. So Austin, you're coming back to New Orleans. This is not your first time playing this tournament, is it?
No, it's my third time, I think. I came here last year, and I was here in 2016 also.
And what do you think the highlights are? What do you think players are looking forward to beyond just the action on the boards, but in terms of being in that environment, what the city of New Orleans is like, what your favorite parts are? Give us a little flavor of what the event is going to be like.
I believe that New Orleans tournament is very different to anything else, and especially with as was mentioned already, with the history and the restaurants that are here. The cuisine is not unlike anywhere else, things like that. It's a party city also, so everyone can come along and have fun.
What's the can't miss dish in New Orleans? You have to suggest one dish people must check out.
Mine's definitely the chocolate oysters. You should never miss them.
That's great.
My favorite is jambalaya. I always go to the same. I always go to, I think it's called Mina's Palace, something like that. And I always go. They serve it one day during the tournament, and that's when I shoot. I get in an Uber and I go down there. It's my favorite dish in New Orleans.
And also, I mean, each of you, you like Lila and Lindsay, you live in New Orleans. Is the food still exciting for you, or is it just for tourists?
Orleans food scene is changing all the time, and they're staying really current with all the trends just everywhere, and we're getting new chefs in town all the time. I'm trying a couple new restaurants this week, so I'm really looking forward to all of it. I'm always excited about the food.
That's great.
Speaking of food, we should also mention some of the other people on your team, Lila. Obviously, Kate, one of the things that I love when the updates that Kate gives before the event is what her food plan is. Can you talk a little bit about Kate's role and whoever else we're missing who's not on screen right now?
Kate and I coordinate the event together, and so we each have our strengths, and she manages some things from afar, and then I'm able to local issues. She brings with her husband Tim, who's the ACE director. I have my husband, who does the data input. We, as of last year, we brought on Christian K to handle the streaming. So that's been a big plus for our tournament. And we're going to welcome Shelly Ubika as our social media person.
Yes, it's great.
This year, Kate will be playing. She has played very little in the last year, and so just to get her foot back in the game. And so I'm going to work the event this year. It'll be my first time not playing.
Oh, really? So you mentioned streaming quickly there. This seems like an exciting year for the stream. I don't know if anyone's heard, but I believe Ellie Dangor donated money to make the stream as awesome as possible.
Yeah, so we want to give him a big thank you.
So where can people find the stream? Where is the stream going to be posted? Is it going to be on Twitch or on Facebook?
We will be posting links on Scrabble International, Scrabble Snippets, the NASPA Facebook page, so people will be able to find it. We definitely are streaming to Twitch. It's also looking into possibly streaming to Facebook.
Great.
We'll see if that works out or not.
So on the screen right now, we just put the schedule you guys made for the commentators. So I don't know if you could just say a few words about the commentators and how you found them and which.
Well, this
matchups
is the
you're excited
big
for.
reveal, right? So we want to hear from you guys. Give us the opening here of who we can look forward to hearing during the stream.
So basically, all the mornings it's going to be 2017 national champion Will Anderson alongside 2015 champion Maurice Greenberg. So it's going to be a great combination there. The next two in the afternoons on Saturday, it's a top 10 player alongside UK expert Chris Hawkins. I know Chris very well, so I know a lot of you may not have necessarily heard of him, but he's great. So just and also in the evening, so we've got two players from the Alchemist Cup, Singapore's Towei Bin alongside previous national champion Conrad Bassett. And what I'm personally looking forward to also is on Sunday afternoon, it's the combination between 2017 world champion David Elder and the master tactician G Matsumoto. I don't think you're going to want to miss that one.
A master tactician. Don't give him any ideas.
Yeah. Maybe he's not listening anyway. And also in the afternoon and on Sunday also we've got some pair of TWL games, and it's going to be Mac Mella and the American cult hero himself, Doug Brockmeyer.
Wow. So the final game of New Orleans, which dictionary is going to be streamed, TWL or Collins?
So basically, you can see in there, the whole of Monday is going to be to be decided. Basically, depends on whether or not whichever division is more crucial.
Cool.
Nice.
Well, I'm excited to watch after the tournament. I'm sure Josh will be following along the whole way. I remember the stream last year was great, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen this year.
For sure. Christian did a great job, and from what I understand, he's got some surprises that we're going to see in the stream. And some improvements. I mean, the whole idea of this kind of streaming, just the level keeps getting raised as different people stream different tournaments. There's people see what other people do and then bring their own wrinkles. So I'm really looking forward to what you guys put together.
Yeah, and also
this schedule is also going to be posted online on all the forums also. So after this, we're going to.
Great. So, Austin, I don't know if anyone saw the video that you posted, Lindsay. I thought it was a great video. So you just moved to New Orleans just a few days ago. Give us the story. Give us the rundown.
So basically, I moved on Wednesday. I told Lindsay that I was yesterday. So I basically managed to sneak in the house on Wednesday whilst the family were out at the Scrabble club, and they were all relaxing on the couch, and I imagine you just walk out somewhere and then you saw what happened.
So I guess you didn't want to come today because it would interfere with NASPA Tonight. I want to thank you for that. I really appreciate it. No, that was great. So we are also wondering what's going to happen to the tablet scene across the world. Is the UK scene going to continue? Are you going to bring the scene down to New Orleans? What's the plan?
So basically, so a lot of people might not necessarily know about tablet Scrabble. It's just a version of the game. Playing on boards, we're playing on actual tablets or mobile devices. So I'm planning to try and start it up in, here in New Orleans, and hopefully if it grows, other clubs around the country can also get involved. So basically you can play on your tablet against other people from other places in America or North America, expand it around the world.
That's great. So let me see how we're going to do this. The last aspect of this tournament we want to move on to is the fact that New Orleans consistently has an amazing field. Time and time again, especially with the Collins division, we see pretty much all of the top players from North America going. So we're going to put on the screen a list of the TWL players above 1900 and the Collins players above 1900.
It's definitely a super impressive list. We've got, headlined on the TWL side by this young whippersnapper. But it's really an incredible field. And I think that speaks to the fact that New Orleans has become kind of a bucket list tournament for players. This is something that Lila and I were talking about the other day, that this is a tournament that people want to cross off their list. So can you talk a little bit about the field and, what, I don't know, what we can expect?
We've got a strong field in both divisions, and always a dogfight in TWL. Leaders this year, as some of the folks are moving over to the Collins side. But between Jackson, Ori Swift, who was a late entrant, Joey Malik was a past winner at the Crescent City Cup. Just some new folks here as well. So I don't know, who are yours? Have y'all picked some out there?
Yeah, so we want to hear from each of you. Who do you think is going to win? We want a prediction for TWL and for Collins from each of you for who you think is going to take the Crescent City Cup. Lila, how do we start with you?
Maybe because of our present company and high rating. It's the favorite Jackson Smylie.
Wow, you didn't have to do that. Don't worry.
I too was gonna pick our host here, Jackson.
Oh my God, you guys!
And obviously here in Collins, I'm gonna predict Austin to win in Collins.
How about you, Austin? What do you think?
I have to say, Dave Wiegand is a several-time winner at the Crescent City Cup, and as is Evans Clinchy. So competition right here. Nathan Benedict is coming out of retirement. Jesse Day won the first 3 years of the Crescent City Cup. So there are lots of folks here who have come in the past and who have shown their skills.
And something interesting that I feel about this tournament is I feel like it both tests your Scrabble skill and your drinking skill, your ability to be able to play on a hangover. And I feel like that's kind of why Dave Wiegand has done so well historically. I think he's pretty good at both.
Well, that's going to be the real test for you.
I know. That's why I think you're totally ill-informed by picking
Absolutely.
me. I am not very good on a hangover, so
that's right. Nor the biggest events.
Austin, do you want to have any final predictions for who's going to win?
I'll probably have to pick you again.
Lots of pressure here.
Yeah. I'll probably have to pick a weekend also. Definitely not Jesse. He's definitely not going to win.
Obviously. Well, we want to thank you all very much for coming on.
But I just want to register that I'm picking Ori. I'm definitely not jumping on this Jackson bandwagon.
That's good. So yeah, we want to thank all you three for coming on. We really appreciate it. I can't wait for my first New Orleans experience. You'll definitely see me at Huge Ass Beers on Friday night or afternoon.
That's right.
And yes, we look forward to seeing you all.
And I can't wait to return one day. I can't go this year. So anyway, and thanks from me as well. We really appreciate you guys joining. And we want to tell everybody out there that New Orleans, we're just a few days from the event right now. I don't know if you guys are still taking registrations, but even if that's not what we're talking about, next year, the year after that, I don't know when the 10th anniversary one will be, but you got to get down there at some point. That's what I would say to the audience. Is it's a lot of fun. It's a really well-run tournament, and I know that all eyes are going to be on this tournament from a streaming standpoint this weekend, and it's going to be exciting.
Just a word. Kate summarized it for me as I asked her what cover tonight, but she said it's not only about the 140 people who will be playing in the room plus the staff running, but also the involved club 541 in helping fund some things. The stream brings in the rest of the world, and your friends and family can follow. So we're really excited that it's not just about who's in the room, but the people watching and cheering on from outside.
Exactly.
Very good.
Sweet.
All right. Thanks again. Good luck, everybody who's playing. Good luck running the tournament.
See you this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a lot of
so
fun.
much.
Thank you, Josh. Thanks, Jackson.
Take care. So we are going to move right ahead into our next tournament.
That's right.
It's also happening this weekend, coinciding with New Orleans. And this is a totally different type of tournament. This is the PBMT charity tournament. PBMT
stands for
Pediatric Blood and Marrow Transplantation Tournament.
And this is taking place in Durham, North Carolina. We want to introduce our guests. We have David and Amal. I do not know the pronunciation of your last names. Why don't you give them to us? David, is it Klionsky? Is that right?
It's Iyengar. No, it's Klionsky. Yeah.
Wait, an Iyengar.
Which one am I?
Iyengar.
Great.
Very good. Well, thank you guys for joining us. The big headline behind this tournament is the amazing fundraising that you guys do, raising over $40,000 over 8 years. It's really incredible. Can you guys talk a little bit about the history of the event and how that has come together?
This is our 9th year of doing this tournament. And it's interesting because this guy over here came up with the idea of the tournament. He was a student when he was in 4th grade. He was a student in the school Scrabble club that I run. And Amal, you can tell the rest.
Sure. So, I have a rare bleeding disorder called Wiskott-Aldrich syndrome. And for me, that means I have very low platelets. And thankfully for me, at this point in my life, it's not life-threatening, but that was not always the case. And the doctors at that unit at Duke have been taking care of me since I was about 2 years old. They still do. I am where I am today because of them, literally and figuratively. Because I couldn't really play sports, you go run outside. My mom wanted to get me to stay inside, and so she taught me Scrabble. And I did not stop playing Scrabble and actually joined Mr. Klionsky's club, like I said, in 4th grade. And I think around 7th or 8th grade.
Taught you? I thought I taught you. Your mom taught you?
You taught me how to play competitive Scrabble.
Then why isn't your mom playing? That's what I want to know.
Well, Scrabble stopped getting played at my house quite some time ago. But I had an idea. Hey, this is a really great program. The Duke Pediatric Blood and Marrow Transplant Center Family Support Program. So just a little bit about that program. So they bring in often kids with cancer and other life-threatening illnesses from all over the world to do bone marrow transplants, which is a really involved process lasting often up to 6 months. So you have, kids who are separated from their families. Half the family comes and stays in Durham for 6 months. They have to pay for their own hotel, and so those costs just multiply. There's a lot of financial and emotional stress on them. So the family support program tries to relieve some of that by, covering housing costs, doing activities for the kids, young as 5, 6, going up to 18 years old, but it's a really difficult process, thankfully one that I've never had to go through, but have had lots of friends who have. So the program just tries to make that stay as enjoyable as it can possibly be. I had the idea, hey, I like Scrabble. I like helping these people. Mr. Klionsky is a tournament director. Why don't we combine these and say, hey, let's run a charity tournament. And, I talked to my doctor at Duke. We found a venue. And I think 2011, we had the first annual Pediatric Blood and Marrow Transplant Center tournament. And like you said, we pulled in over $40,000 for a really great program. And it's just been a lot of fun. It's a great tournament. We give out as prizes things that we fundraise from the community. So your custom Scrabble boards is given the top prize for the last several years.
Wait, unboxing. We have an unboxing.
Beautiful.
So is this year's prize?
Very nice.
This is donated by customscrabbleboards.com.
Wow.
Pete Manzolillo. from Long Island, does this for us every year, free of charge.
That's great.
I don't know if you can get all of that. So that's the top prize. Also trophies in our TWL division. But Amal and his mom and his dad and I and his sister, I believe, have been going all around Durham for the past month. We literally have, I think, like 260 prizes.
Wow.
So we'll be paying.
amazing.
It's a fairly small tournament, but we'll be paying often 5th place and 6th place. We have gift certificates to all sorts of places, donuts, biscuits. New Orleans is a great food town, but Durham is a really great food town too. We were named tastiest town in the South. So
Beautiful.
I'm just saying.
I really love those boards. The ones
Yeah.
with the handle built into them.
Oh, I was wondering what that was. It's a handle. Wow.
Yeah. It's sort of, you get a feel of a bit of a cutting board situation, but I really like those boards.
I'm
those.
really digging the trophy as well. Like, I think more tournaments need trophies. I think that's a great thing, great keepsake.
Speaking of trophies, by the way, weren't you and Amal in school Scrabble at the same time?
I mean, we obviously have known each other for many years. We've probably known each other since 2011, since the tournament's inception. We did school Scrabble together, and we went down to Florida at the same time, right? If I remember correctly. Okay.
And after I left school Scrabble, Jackson's one of the people who really helped me improve a lot. Fast. He provided a lot of coaching. Matt Canick and some other people definitely helped me improve a lot. We've known each other for a while
Since we were tiny.
Fantastic. I don't know how much credit to give you for my Albany win. But tell me about how we get to 40,000. I know all the entry fees from the event are donated to the process, but then are there other fundraising activities? Because it doesn't seem like entry fees is going to be enough to get to $5,000 a year. So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Several players have said that they're unable to come, and in some cases they just send us a check. In some cases they were planning to come, but something came up that they couldn't come, and they said, keep my entry fee. Entry fee is just $80 a person, but that's suggested. Some players donate way more than the $80. We also do a cool thing. We do a newcomers tournament concurrently with our main event on Sunday. So I think we've had as many as 30 unrated newcomers to the game. Wow. We have a lot of volunteers come and run that tournament. At least one of those players, I believe it was John Price, won the newcomers tournament and came back and I believe won the lower division 2 years later of our regular tournament. So it's a good and so those players you might not see them on the cross tables. I think they're on there, some of them. But we have a lot of players just walk in, play a 3-game mini tournament. They're all giving us at least $30 per person. So it adds up. And we also have matching grants from some businesses who make donations. But it's amazing how we're not paying cash prizes, but it's really amazing how many awesome things we have to give players that come out.
And being on Tobacco Road, you almost always have autographed basketballs from Olympic level and championship winning coaches. We've had Mike Krzyzewski in the past, Roy Williams now, but basketball's big here, and we try to represent that.
And wait! Don't forget about state. We have NC State baseball tickets, I believe, this year, as well as Durham Bulls tickets.
Wow! If I followed sports, I'm sure I'd be very impressed by those names. No, this tournament sounds really wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go Wolfpack!
I mean, everything about this tournament is really nice. This newcomers event is great. I don't know how you find 30 people. We've tried running newcomers events before, and we've had trouble getting like 4 people. So that's pretty amazing. This is a great investment.
Half of them are school Scrabble players, or several of them are school Scrabble players who are playing in their first event.
Great.
And we just want to show people, like, this is what the flyer looks like for the PBMT. And we really encourage people to check out the tournament. I want to go to this tournament one day.
I know, I would love to. And also, David Gibson is signing up,
That's
I
right.
believe, for his first time. Correct me if I'm
Mhm.
wrong.
Yep.
I think it'll
we're
be his
excited to
first
have
time
him.
there, so that'll be pretty cool. Big name on the list.
We also
I'm-
have Stefan Fatis and Chloe are
Right.
returning. They played several times before. Clay Daniel is our champion last year. He's returning to face off against David and the rest of the field. And in our lower division, we have Ricky Rodriguez,
Oh, he was
who's
playing
been
really.
written up. Has been
Wow.
written up on the NASPA site as I believe he's 8.
Right.
And
Wow.
he's really a promising player, and he's coming all the way from Texas. So shout out to Ricky and his family.
That's great. I didn't know he was playing. Yeah, maybe we can post a link to that article. I checked it out. It's pretty cool.
It is, for
It's
sure.
a nice story for Ricky.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Let's make sure that we post that link there.
Well,
Okay, guys.
thank you very much for coming on and telling us about this. We'll post a link to the flyer and to the entrance list in the comments
Yeah,
if anyone
and
is
if-
curious.
Please.
And if people can still join up until Thursday, or if they can't attend, there's a link where they can make a donation to the PBMT charity. That would be great.
Great. Contribute to the $40,000 you've raised so far, which I'm sure will eclipse 50,000 soon. Well, yeah, thank you very much, both of you, for coming on.
Thanks.
Nice
Thanks
seeing
for,
you,
having
Amal,
us
for a
here.
while. Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you
it's
so
been a
much.
while.
Well, what's your last tournament, Amal? I know, David, you took a little time off from Scrabble. Amal, what's your last tournament?
I played in Asheville, but college has interfered. I may or may not be in Albany this July 4th. I'll be in
wow.
Boston over
Oh,
the
good.
summer. We will see. College got busy.
Yeah.
And you're an engineering student, is that right?
Yeah. I'm studying computer science at NC State.
Fantastic.
Sweet.
That's great. All right, guys. Really nice to talk to you today. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Oh,
Here we go.
here we go.
So, those are the big two events of the weekend, PBMT Charity Tournament and New Orleans. To continue with this massive tournament talk, which I think is what everyone's been waiting for
That's right.
from
a
this
whole
show.
show.
Whole tournament talk.
Yes.
We didn't even predict winners, did we?
No,
Wow.
but that's
That's,
all right. It's
That's
sort
the
of
low point of tournament talk. So, we have a couple more tournaments we want to tell you about.
That's right.
We want to do a shameless self-plug for the Kingston Open. This
That's-
is why we run the show. It's just to talk about the Kingston Open once a year.
Exactly. Here's what I've been telling people about the Kingston Open. We run this with our friend Sean Abbasi, and the three of us are all local directors in the kind of Toronto and
Yeah.
Ontario area. And what we decided to do was join forces and really create the kind of multi-day that all of us wanted to go to. And each one of us has given up a certain number of events that we run because our area has lots and lots of
Toronto's hot
tournaments. So we decided to ease things up on the calendar and put an actual hotel multi-day because I think this is one of the only ones that takes place in Canada. One of the
Hotel
reasons,
today, that's true.
yeah, one of the
I thought about
reasons.
that.
I mean, obviously Niagara Falls huge.
Yeah.
Ottawa multi-day. We both played that multiple times. Neither one are hotel venues, right? One of the reasons they call Canada the land of milk and honey, if they actually do that, is because there's usually space to be had. You can either get space for free or for super cheap or whatever. So
Right.
I think that's the reason why a lot of tournaments up here aren't run in hotels. But speaking of hotels, we found a great
Yeah.
one in Kingston.
So, I mean, the history of this event, it is the third year we're doing the Kingston Open. The last 2 years, we were at this hotel. Wasn't very good. A couple people got bed bugs, that kind of experience. But the big
It
one
was
is
super
that-
cheap.
It was super cheap, yeah.
Very
But-
affordable.
But the big headlines this year, we found we went from one end to the other. We're now at the number one hotel in Kingston. We're like, okay, you want a nice hotel? You got a nice hotel. This one is right on the water. It's beautiful.
It's a Residence Inn by
Yes.
Marriott. All the rooms are suites. They
It's-
all have full kitchens.
yeah, it's not bad. So we also chose Kingston because Kingston is right in between Toronto and Ottawa and Montreal. It's also not too far from the American border. So it's kind of like this weird, small, quaint, nice town that happens to be really, really centrally located in the Northeast. So a lot of people don't know about it. A lot of people in New York are like, Kingston, like not flying to Jamaica for this, sorry.
Right.
But no, it's actually really nicely located. And yeah, the hotel's great. And
we're looking for
entries.
players.
We are.
So
we have 68 people so far.
That's right.
It's going to be great. We have a lot of big names, and yeah, it's basically every year we're trying to make it better and better. Like the other thing I would say about us three working together is that me, Josh, and Sean all have a completely different take on running tournaments and what the ideal way to run tournaments is. So if you want to witness what that looks like, sometimes it looks really good, like, oh, we unite and find this happy medium. Sometimes it looks like three people on this tug of war in three different directions, and the rope just breaks. But
I think it goes pretty well. Part of the other reason for having three of us is we can really devote a lot of energy to making it a fun experience for our players, and we're looking for more players to come in. And for those players who are registered already, we encourage them to make sure they book their hotel. That's one of the things. We've got a really nice rate organized, but in order to limit sort of our liability, those rooms are going to be released, and then everybody's going to be subject to market rate. So if you're watching this and you're registered, make sure your room is there. We set a deadline for tomorrow, but we're in negotiations with the hotel to extend that a little bit. There should be more news on that tomorrow. But if you're interested in a really fun time at a tournament and can give up your Family Day weekend or President's Day weekend, definitely consider Kingston, Ontario. We would appreciate it.
And last thing about it is we also, as you may have heard earlier in the show, we got NASPA approval to use new TWL words 2 weeks early. So this is going to be the first place in North America that you can play okay.
That's right.
And be okay with it.
At least in one lexicon.
In one lexicon, yeah. I don't know how Colin's going to work.
But the first player, I mean, they're going to win a prize. They're going to be featured on social as the first player to play okay.
We're going to get Joel Sherman to call you up and yell at you in person to play okay. So you can look forward to that. So anyways, Kingston's going to be awesome. Let us know if you're interested in playing or if you have any questions. We want to show you the flyer. We'll just put that on screen right now just so you guys can check it out.
It's beautifully done. Sean does a great job. It doesn't quite fit the screen, but you should go to Cross Tables and check it out. It really is a beautiful flyer.
Come for the flyer, stay for the tournament. And lastly, we have one more tournament we want to talk about.
That's right. It's coming up next weekend.
It's the weekend after New Orleans.
Yes.
It is the classic Caledon tournament bash party, hot tub party. It's
everything. The Bromblés.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Jason and Sue. They run an incredible event during the day. They have a bunch of people at a community center, and then at night they had all the Collins players at their house in the hot tub. All that kind of stuff. Are you going to that?
I'm not, actually. I'm going to be in Caledon anyways, but for something else. So
what does that mean?
It means something shady. No, just a choir trip. But Caledon's always great. I hate missing Caledon. Hot tub parties are the best way to promote Collins, in my opinion. It's worked on me before.
And if you want to learn anything more about the Bromblés, we will link the episode where we profiled them, the episode of NASPA Tonight.
We did some interviews with them at one of these hot tub parties before they were too drunk to talk. So check out that tournament if you're in the Northeast area. And also, even if you live not in the Northeast, I know we didn't cover any other tournaments, but check out the calendar on Cross Tables. I'm sure you'll find something within the next few weeks on the West Coast, or fly to New Orleans. It's not too late to sign up.
For sure. So let's figure out, we've got just a couple more things to talk about. One is that, and this might be in the post, is this Jackson Smylie's last episode of NASPA Tonight? Well, sort of. Right is the answer.
The answer is that I'm going to be taking a break from NASPA Tonight.
An extended
indefinite break in order to pursue a different streaming project.
Yes.
With a different Josh who is quite a bit taller than this Josh. And so we're going to see where that other streaming project goes. It's going to be Scrabble-centric. It's going to be even more game-centric than this, less news-centric, more playing Scrabble, analyzing Scrabble, talking Scrabble, which everyone loves anyways.
And we're going to keep everybody up to date on NASPA Tonight when that show goes live. It's in development right now, but I'm sure these guys are going to do great. It's going to appear on Twitch as opposed to Facebook or
Yeah,
maybe both.
We'll
Who
keep
the hell
everyone
knows?
posted. It's just a different kind of Scrabble streaming project that I want to work on. But it's been a great 35 episodes on NASPA
Can you
Tonight.
believe it? 35
episodes. It's been a pleasure, and I want to thank Josh.
Well, and
for
I want
all
to
of his
thank
hard work.
I want to thank Jackson. He's been an excellent partner to run this show with. NASPA Tonight will continue, though. We'll be going through a series of guest hosts.
So if you want to be a guest host,
absolutely
fulfill this job that I'm doing, but on your own screen from your own city, let us know. Or let
That's
Josh
right.
know.
And we're always looking for contributors for guests. You want to talk about a tournament, you want to talk about, anything you want to talk about. We always have room here at NASPA Tonight. So I hope that everybody will continue to tune in. And I wish Jackson the best of luck. And I think it can only get better as we do more of these projects and talk more about Scrabble. I mean, this is my whole, all of the stuff that I do for NASPA all centers around one goal, which is just increasing awareness of this amazing game and this amazing community. So I think it's fantastic that you guys are going to, do your own thing, put your own spin on it, and people are going to love it.
And the one thing we're going to carry over, the one tradition from NASPA Tonight we're going to take,
Is it
is
birthdays?
the birthday tradition.
No,
we're going to say
no.
the birthdays every single day, not every week. Every day we'll come at you with the birthdays. Speaking of which, we have 46 birthdays.
Yeah, we were off for 4 weeks.
A lot of
So
people were born.
That's
So
right.
you want to celebrate them?
So let's speed read through these.
All
We've
right.
got happy birthdays too. Here, first of all, we got to get birthday cat
Birthday cat.
up here. You want to go back and
Let's
forth?
go back
on
and forth,
these?
yeah.
Okay, so happy birthday, Scott Leifer,
Mia Kang.
Tom Sturrock,
Jason Ubika.
Jessica Perlizzi,
Larry Sherman.
William Shipe,
Sam Hollington.
Tina Kerr,
Daria Jean.
Ileana Philby.
Kenji, the strategic master. Matsumoto.
I just saw Kenji just joined us
Oh,
over
hello.
here. Happy birthday, Kenji. Norman Way,
Barbara Hildenbrand.
CD Manzano.
And here's
and-
some Christmas birthdays.
Well, as I like to call them, miracle babies. All right.
Mireille Junio.
Michael Bassett,
Christopher Sykes.
Barbara McDrew,
Scott. And now we're back to the non-miracles. Back to Scott Kitchen.
Carol Dustin,
Emily Henkelman.
Judy Boviard,
Risa Horowitz.
Lori Grinbergs,
Vivian Muling.
Nick Ivanovsky,
Gabriel Wong.
Lauren Werner,
Harold Bond.
Jason Vaisberg,
Timothy Fish.
Molly Gardner,
Mac Miller.
Samuel Kaplan,
Ori Swift.
Michael Fagan,
My mother, Gabrielle Bauer.
Rebecca Owen,
Annette
oh,
Tedesco.
the lovely Annette Tedesco, Lisa Kessler,
Michael McKenna.
I think it's Ikenna.
All right.
Anyway, Jeff Kastner,
Bob Bolender.
Pete Smith,
And today, the last
the
one.
birthday baby of today is Julia Bogle.
So-
Happy birthday.
We're going to
Hey,
bring
Norman just joined. Happy birthday.
We're going to bring
Norman.
us back on for the final goodbye.
That's right.
Thank you.
How
everyone, for
far did we
tuning
go
in.
over?
We
Jesus,
went
it's almost a double
22 minutes
episode.
over. We almost did the double, but we're going to hit you with the single. Thank you,
That's
everyone,
right.
for tuning in for all 47 minutes of this show. We'll see you either in New Orleans or on the New Orleans stream or at the Duke PBMT tournament.
That's right. And thanks everybody for commenting. I'm just reading some of the jokes here by Will and Art and everybody. It's we really appreciate the support. We appreciate your time and
And tune
Thanks,
in to
everybody.
the new stream project.
Deal.
Thanks so much.
very good. Bye-bye, everybody.